Salute, twins, on my lines, on my generals, on my real men. Y'all already know what it is. Let's get into it. North Facility, also known as OBCC, also known as Old Boy, for a certain period of time. Facts. This building was predominantly populated by the homies, the Bloods, especially late 90s, early 2000s. Especially in the Bing, also a lot of the known hitters was in the box. That's a fact. So we're gonna get into OBCC 5 North. There was a time where a bro pulled up. His name was Estrella, Star. He pulls up while I'm already in what exact month I don't know, but he pulls up while I'm there and I'm situated. I've been doing my own thing. Like I said, I wasn't really embracing a lot of the bros. It was some that knew, you know what I mean? Who the twin was, it was most that didn't, but I ain't care. This dude pulls up, Rhea. I know him. He pulls up, he's cut up bad. I'm talking about on his head, his face, his neck, back of his head. He had scars everywhere. They did him dirty. Scarecrow type shit. He pulls up wild early in the morning too. Only reason why I even seen him pull up is because they be trying to sneak dudes in at all odd times of the day. I mean, especially when it was something that took place that was crazy. Hold on. So this dude comes through, right? Like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I don't even know if they did breakfast yet. After breakfast, I was up. It was around that time though, right? So dudes, the only ones that's up is like niggas that's getting the pantry ready, and that's me. And whoever was up with me at the time, we used to serve the food in the morning. You know what I mean? Make sure everybody eat and make sure we get what we want. He come through our early scene, he all fucking fucked up in the face. All type of gauze pads all over the place. He ain't peeped me, but I peeped him and I recognized him. So when he was in there, I knew he knew that I was king. So for those that y'all been following, remember I'm telling you, I wasn't even really fucking with the Bulls at this point in time. I was on some other shit. I was still repping. Anybody asked me, I wasn't denying it, but I wasn't volunteering information. So, you know, technically, not even technically, I was violating, you know, rules and regulations. I wasn't supposed to be doing no type of shit like that. So I knew that. And I knew there was consequences behind it, and you know it is what it is type shit. But this dude was one of the only niggas that was there in the house with me that actually knew me. And I knew he was king, but he came all chopped up. Now, at first, I didn't know what happened to the bro. I didn't know who hit him. First I thought it was like he got done dirty. He must have landed in a blood house or some shit like that. Because as far as I knew, he was good money. Come to find out, it was the bros lit him up in C95. Did him dirty. So when he first gets there, I holler at him. Chop it up, pull up on the cell. I'm like, yo, bro, what's good? What happened? It took him he wasn't really trying to get straight to it. Eventually, he's like, yo, because I'm over here thinking it was the Bloods or whatever. He ends up telling me it was the bros. And it was in 95 and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I forget all the details and the particulars of why exactly it was that he got done dirty, but he was he's saying that they was trying to strip him. They was trying to strip me. I'm like, nah, y'all can never strip me. I forget exactly why it was that they was trying to strip him. So he said because he refused of getting stripped or whatever, or going along with the process of getting stripped or getting X'd out, they did that to him. So I ain't had no confirmation on that at the time because this is just coming out of his mouth, you feel me? So I'm like, I hear him. And, you know what I mean, later on, we chop it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? When he gets out his cell, like in the afternoon time, he starts seeing how I'm moving and how I'm living in there now. So he's like, start coming around me now more. He's like, yo, Chulio, what up? I bringing up certain shit. He's like, you know, asking if I had something. And I was looking out for him. You know what I mean, giving them shit. It was two other bros that was there that I knew and that I used to fuck with too, but that they didn't know that I was a bro. Both them names is Honesty and Psycho. Feel me? I gotta say their names because I gotta keep the same energy like when I was saying the homies' names that I was around. Feel me? It's only right. So anyway, Honesty and Psycho was there. The reason why they didn't know that I was a bro is because when I first got there, for those that y'all been following, if not, hit the subs. Definitely hit the subs, hit the likes, hit the shares. You know what I mean? IG is John J748. I spoke on this prior that when I got to that house, it was dudes that was there, but they was in the all blood house when I got there. And shit popped off when I got there. Shit popped off 2 times, and that's how we took that house. But when I got there, they was already there, and they was there for some time. And they ain't had slot time. There wasn't, you know what I mean, really like, basically they was day room dummies, babe. Like, no disrespect, but that's how it was the type of time I was looking at them and shit. They was good dudes. I ended up messing with them and dealing with them and all that. And then after this situation is when they found out that I was king. Peep that? So they been there in the house with me. They know how I move and how I give it up. And now they like, oh, this nigga Chulo king? Facts. So that's how that shit happened. To keep it all in its proper context. You feel me? So now, the other bro, still, Honesty and Psycho still don't know at the time that I'm king. The other dude that just got there, Treya, he knows. Because he knows me from somewhere else. So he's following me around and shit. Getting him on the phone, whatever. He ends up in my cell. He go in my cell. He's like, oh shit, bro. Damn, my nigga, you doing it good. It's not a thug. Because he seen like, you know, he's like, yo, shit looking like a fucking store in here, bro. Because I had mad shit back then. I had mad shit. It was like I had fucking like 10 pair of sneakers. I had Wallabies, Uptowns, all type of shit. I even had some Avirex sneakers that just came out just because they was like different. But when they first came out, they looked like Air Maxes and you couldn't have air bubbles in there. But at that time, I was like, I just had all type of shit, different like all type of shit. And he's like, oh shit, damn, bro, yo, can I wear this? Can I get that? Yo, can I wear this? Yo, can I get a fit? I'm like, yo, this nigga got wild shit all over his face. He talking about bros just did to him in 95. And he over here just like, you know what I mean? Acting like it's nothing. So I'm like, yeah, you want pay pan? Go ahead. You want to get dressed? Go ahead, get fly, whatever. But he told me for a visit. I'm going to go on a visit or whatever. So anyway, he ends up, I never tell him, like, yo, don't tell nobody. I don't never tell him none of that type of shit. He ends up chopping it up or bumping heads with Honesty or Psycho, one of them. And they start, oh, I'm gonna let Ray throwing it up, boom, boom, boom. Immediately, my name came up. So immediately, Honesty comes over to holler at me and to chop it up with me and shit. And now no tough shit, but just to holler at me. But he was like, yo. And he comes and he's like, yo. And I remember when he came, I was already expecting it. And Honesty's a big motherfucker too. He a good nigga too. Honestly, a good nigga. But, you know, he's like, yo, bro, you king, bro? All this fuck, is that nigga serious? And I'm like, yeah, nigga. I'm a real lion though, nigga. And I move like one. You know what I'm saying? All times. By myself or with numbers. I had a lot of bass in my voice. I did speak very aggressively. I ain't gonna lie. Because at that time, that's the type of time I was on. So, you know, in honesty of all people, in honesty, in all honesty, he knew that. Because he was there. He been there. He seen. He was in my house, our house. And he was rocking too. You know what I'm saying? But, so, and, you know, I spoke how I spoke. You know, he spoke. And now niggas like, yo, bro, we gonna have, now I mean niggas gonna have to go to the yard. I'm like, we go to the yard. Está bien. We go to the yard. No problem. Know what I mean? But then when I was speaking loud, now niggas get on point. So some of my dudes that I was fucking with, like my son Chael and Mickey Mouse and my son Red Rum, a lot of niggas that was in the crib with me, that was running the house with me. They like, yo, the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? And the crazy shit is that all of them niggas knew. Except for I think except for now they all knew. They all knew. That, Chael, Red, they all knew. And I told them the type of time I was on. I was like, yo, I'm just not rocking with everybody unless I know them niggas. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna never deny it, but this is what it is. I knew eventually somebody's gonna come through. It just so happen to be some nigga to get chopped up by some other bros. And I don't even know why yet. So now, that's another thing. These bros is questioning this nigga on this shit too. So now they like, they gotta go to the yard to address this nigga shit. I already know this nigga about to get done dirty. The nigga Treya. I mean, his best bet is the motherfucking sign in. Because you got chopped up for whatever reason over there. And now, so he thought, you know what I'm saying, that he was going to be safe with me because I was there and I was a king. I knew him and all this other shit. And he thought that honesty and these niggas, honesty and them had slot time. They had slot time on the neutral phone with Red Rump. They were sharing that phone. I was on the other phone, and it was just me and Chael on that phone. And then Mickey and Dap had the other phone. You know what I'm saying? There was 3 phones in that house. For me. So now, this nigga, was jumping on my shit. He seen how I was moving. So he trying to, you know, get cool points and all that. Now he done brought some shit up there. It was like, fine, it is what it is. Now niggas go to the yard. Boom. Peep game. I hit the yard. Most of all of them niggas that's out there either done like heard of me, know me, or seen me whenever I was out in the yard because I had the bag. And my son Chael used to fuck with some of the bros that was there that I wasn't even fucking with because I ain't know none of them. I ain't know none of them personally, so I didn't embrace them. Plus, most of them wasn't even in the projects. They was in the annex. So they was in, I never even seen what the annex looked like over there, but they was in the annex. And that's basically like, you know, you don't want to judge niggas, but sometimes you do, because it was like, you know, you got to be a good boy to stay over there, you feel me? But it is what it is. Anyway. So none of these niggas was even in the projects where I was at. Peep gang though, I hit the yard. The nigga that's first crown, I know. Personally, from the 4 building. And he first crown. And he seen me. Once he saw me, when I hit the yard, because that was my first time seeing him in the yard. I didn't even know he was fucking first crown. I found that shit out like later on. All I seen was a nigga I know from the 4 building that was a bro. So immediately he's like, yo, chulo, oh shit, mole boom. So this nigga's like chopping it up with me and introducing me to other bros and shit, right? Already mad fast. Like, yo, because he knows me. He literally knows me. We was in adolescence together. So the bros, you know what I mean, introducing me to other bros and shit like that. The nigga, Honesty and Psycho, I don't know if I said his name, Psycho, that's the other bro that was there. Who was cool too, was a good bro. They was there. They like, trying to bring me up on charges, basically. They bringing me up on charges. Saying like, I mean, I was denying my shit, but I never denied anything. You feel me? Niggas never just asked. You know what I mean? The right people didn't ask, so I didn't volunteer no information. Now, coincidentally, this nigga, the first crown that was dead, that nigga wasn't always going to the yard. And they was in the motherfucking annex. I was in the projects. So they wasn't always coming out to the yard with us. They had their own separate shit, or sometimes they used to come out separate. It was only like once in the blue that we was even in the yard together with the annex. Facts. So he ends up they try to bring me up on charges. But the first, I mean, this is not when I find out he the first crown, because we end up spinning the yard. He's like, yo, Chula, come on, let me spin with you. So we spin. And he's like, yo, he's telling me the situation. Now, this is the thing. The bro that's the first crown, like, it was a situation that happened in the 4 building that it didn't make him look good, let me say, right? So, and out of respect, I ain't gonna say his name because he was a good nigga, he was a smart nigga, but it was something shit happened, popped off in the 4 building when I was there, and he knew I knew about it because I was there. So, when he's spinning on the yard, he still gotta flex his muscle though. He hit the first a little bit, but he's trying to, and I'm like, yo, bro, why you how you all over here? You been here for like how long you been here? I forget how long I was there. I was there probably like 2 months maybe at the time already, right? Like 2 months, 3 months, and I ain't say shit to nobody. And nigga like, yo, with some authority in his voice and shit. I'm like, yo, bro, you do know that, I know you, my nigga, and you know me very well. We know each other very well. You know what I mean? And I kind of like let him know, like, don't come over here like acting extra tough, because you're not. You feel me? And then at the end of the day, the nigga ends up, still, not backing down. And I get it. He was the first crown, and we had security following, so they ear hustling. So he said some shit where it was like, yo, listen, that's neither here nor there type shit, like to avoid, me talking like about the shit that I know and talking about the shit that's going on now that I'm there in that house. So I let him know exactly why. I'm like, yo, bro, listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you, nigga. I'm gonna indulge you, right? I'm gonna indulge you right now, and this is what I'm gonna say, Twin. The same thing that I've been saying to myself. I'm only fucking with niggas that I know. I'm only rocking with the kings that I know is real kings, is real lions. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't know them, I wasn't embracing them. I wasn't doing that, 36 hours. We had like 2 days where whether we wanted to like 48 hours to really like let bros know that we was there, but to use our 5 and but I was on some other shit. I was facing stupid numbers, and I wasn't trying to embrace everybody that I knew. I mean, that wasn't really about that life. So at the end of the day, what happened was this. Nothing happened. Because at the end of the day, I was in that house, and they already heard about shit that was happening in that house. So now when I got to that house, I'm like, yo, you know how I'm in that house? That was a move. That was an all blood house I went to. They didn't know I was king. They knew I was king. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, what happened? I left. They left from me. They left. I stood there. Come to find out, Honesty and Psycho was there the whole time. And they been there for already a while. I don't remember exactly how long, but they was already there for a while. I pulled up, that whole shit changed. That was a coincidence because Mickey Mouse and them was already had shit in play. But still. And I already knew I had to leave because I wasn't staying in that house because I knew it was an all blood house, but that shit happened. You feel me? So once I started letting them know about and they already heard about it, I ain't had to say nothing. But they just didn't know that me, I was the one that, you know what I mean, had shit to do with that. Me and my niggas. Once they find out it was me and my niggas, it's like, oh shit, like nah. They fucking with the twin now. I'm like, yo, listen. And I was going to the yard. I was fucking with the bros and all that, but I was still on my type of time. You feel me? And they was in the annex and type shit. And I still was keeping it funky where I was at. So it was like no dirt popping off where I was at. Even if there was some bloods around me. There wasn't nobody that was around me like that. I had to like make a movie on them niggas or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to, then I would. I wouldn't even hesitate. But at the end of the day, that wasn't the situation. And then the main thing too was that I got the bag. Once you get the bag, your name is ringing bells already because you've been there for a minute. You popped off in the house where it was mad homies in there, and it was 3 niggas in there alone that was like known hitters. Feel me? That was holding weight, big homies. You know what I mean? In that house, you had the nigga KC in the second floor. What was like the third floor? Because it was second, the third, and the fifth. Feel me? Facts. Y'all already know what it is. I wanted to keep y'all entertained, keep y'all in tune. Real facts, real history. Other side. Y'all already know what it is. Peace.